Every principle I've taught you about personal transformation, every mindset shift you've implemented through my content, it's all been preparing you for this moment. You've seen me on YouTube. Maybe you're already part of the Grim Vanguard Discord crew. You've tested the things I talk about, and you know they work. I'm probably one of the few faceless YouTubers who doesn't feed you sugar-coated, recycled, generic advice. If you've been watching for a while, you already know. When you follow what I say, it works. If you're watching this, it's because my methods have already proven themselves in your life. That's why you keep coming back. That's why you trust what I say. Because unlike 99% of these fake mentors, I deliver results, not excuses. All that mental discipline means nothing if you're still financially trapped. You can have the perfect morning routine, unshakable mindset, and ironclad habits. But if you're economically dependent, you're still operating from a position of weakness. You've probably watched hundreds of videos where these gurus trying to shove that get-rich-quick fantasy down your throat. Like, just start posting shorts, bro. Upload some goofy animal clips. Hop on YouTube automation. Use AI to generate script along with voiceover and pump out content, and you will suddenly start earning thousands of dollars every week. You know that shit doesn't work. Most of those clowns haven't made a damn dime themselves. They're just selling you recycled garbage. I ain't here to waste your time with that same trash. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or teach you some fairy tale about growing your channel. What I am gonna do is drop a legit business model on your lap. One that you can actually start with barely any cash, no fancy setup, and no need to play pretend influencer. Every successful person you admire built their empire by serving others at scale. YouTube isn't just a platform, it's your direct line to thousands of people who need exactly what you have to offer. Think about it. You already consume content that transforms your life. Now it's time to create content that transforms your bank account. You're turning into a robot for the next 2 to 3 months. No what-ifs, no half-baked doubts, no clever little excuses that keep you broke and passive. You're going full machine mode. Execute, repeat, stack results. Do this, and I guarantee you'll be making more money than those million subscriber normies who are still begging for brand deals and crying about demonetization. The single thing that will sabotage your first $10K is your addiction to critical thinking. Listen, you're attracted to my content because you're intelligent, but that intelligence has become your prison. You're an analytical overthinker who questions everything instead of executing anything. That's exactly why you're still broke. Your brain has kept you exactly where you are, making no serious money. Am I earning millions of dollars? Hell no, but I do earn more than you. Can you see the obvious conclusion here? Average people don't watch self-improvement content. They're too busy taking imperfect action. But you consume, analyze, and overthink yourself into paralysis. Critical thinking is valuable after you've built wealth, established your physique, and created real results. Right now, your results are pathetic. So why would you trust your judgment over someone who's actually ahead of you? If you disagree with what I'm about to teach you, you better already be rich, because broke people questioning proven strategies is pure insanity. What I want you to do is turn your analytical brain off for 2 months. Stop being that skinny-necked philosopher who debates everything but builds nothing. Just execute exactly what I say, step by step, without question. Your overthinking has kept you poor, but this business model will make you lose your brokey status. From this point forward, there's going to be either mind maps or gameplay footage running in the background. And here's exactly why. I started writing this script yesterday, and it took me 8 fucking hours to finish. This video is gonna be long as hell, and I know most people won't watch it. This will probably be my least viewed video because most of my subscribers are comfortable normies who don't actually want to change their financial situation. Editing this monster is going to take me 2 to 3 days, and I have to deliver this by June 23rd, though the video is set to go live on June 24th. I don't have time for fancy visuals or perfect production. But if you're still watching right now, you're different from the masses. Here's what separates you from the 95% who will click away. You understand that uncomfortable truth is more valuable than comfortable entertainment. While others scroll for dopamine hits, you're here for life-changing information. Stop watching this passively like another mindless YouTube video. Grab a pen and paper right now. Don't just consume, actively engage. Take notes, pause when needed, and treat this like a course. You waste hours watching content that adds zero value to your life. Gaming videos, reaction content, meaningless entertainment, even the same generic self-improvement videos you already know that keeps you broke and distracted. This video will actually transform your financial reality if you're disciplined enough to implement it. Now we get to the absolute core of this entire system, choosing your topic. This is where 90% of you will completely fuck up because you'll overthink, lie to yourself, or pick something you have zero business teaching. Listen carefully. You need to select one topic where you've achieved genuine, undeniable transformation, not some bullshit incremental improvement that only you can see. This isn't about what sounds impressive or what you think might work. This is about brutal honesty regarding your actual capabilities and measurable results. Let me break down what I mean with real examples that might actually apply to your pathetic current situation. Maybe you were a complete adult video addict, spending hours daily destroying your brain with degeneracy, couldn't look women in the eye, had zero confidence, erectile dysfunction, social anxiety, and your entire identity revolved around instant gratification. Then you broke that addiction completely, developed genuine confidence with women, improved your sexual health, built real relationships, and now you can help other guys escape that digital prison. That's transformation worth monetizing. Or maybe you were one of those guys who lived in complete chaos. Room looked like a disaster zone, couldn't maintain any routine, procrastinated on everything important, failed every commitment you made to yourself, and basically lived like an undisciplined child. Then you completely restructured your life, built unbreakable daily routines, developed time management mastery, became incredibly productive, and now people are genuinely impressed by your organizational skills and consistency. That's real progress people will pay for. Here's what I absolutely don't want to hear from you. Oh, I think I could teach productivity because I feel more organized now. Fuck that noise. Can you maintain perfect productivity systems for months without breaking? Do people ask you for productivity advice? Have you completely eliminated procrastination from your life? If not, shut your mouth about productivity. Your topic must be something where you've transformed from genuinely pathetic to legitimately impressive. Not just better than I used to be. That's participation trophy bullshit. You need to have solved a problem that's currently destroying other people's lives every single day. Maybe you were financially retarded, spending every dollar on useless shit, no savings, living paycheck to paycheck, borrowing money constantly, making terrible financial decisions, and basically ensuring your future poverty. Then you learned budgeting mastery, developed investment knowledge, built multiple income streams, eliminated debt, and now you're actually building wealth while your peers are still financially illiterate. That's something worth teaching and people will pay to learn. Or maybe you were completely physically pathetic, overweight, weak, couldn't run without dying, avoided physical challenges, made constant excuses about genetics or time, and basically accepted mediocrity as your permanent state. Then you transformed your entire physique, learned proper nutrition science, built legitimate strength, developed mental toughness through training, and now people genuinely look up to your physical discipline. That's credible transformation that converts to sales. Here's the critical distinction that separates successful course creators from broke wannabes. You need to be able to help others achieve your result significantly faster than you originally did it. If it took you 2 years to get in shape because you made every possible mistake, you should be able to guide someone to similar results in 6 to 10 months by helping them avoid your failures. Stop deluding yourself about your expertise level. Most of you are still at the "I've made some progress and feel good about it" stage, not the "I'm qualified to guide others through this transformation" stage. That's exactly why we're starting with low-ticket products, because you're not ready for high-ticket authority positioning yet. The topics that convert best are usually the ones you're slightly embarrassed you ever struggled with so severely. The deeper the hole you climbed out of, the more desperate people currently in that hole become to learn your escape method. Pain creates urgency, and urgency creates sales. Your transformation story needs to be dramatic enough that when you tell it, people stop what they're doing and pay attention. If your story sounds like everyone else's mild improvement tale, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. Pick one fucking topic. Not 3, not 5, not "I want to help with everything." 1. Master the business mechanics with one topic first, then expand later when you're actually making money. The topic you choose will determine whether you make $10 in your first few months or continue making excuses about why it's not working while remaining broke. Let me break down exactly how this works using my own channel as the perfect example, because unlike these other fake gurus, I'm going to show you my actual results and strategy. I run multiple YouTube channels, but let's focus on Grim Wisdom specifically. If you've been following my content, you know I create productivity and discipline videos. But here's the key difference. I don't make generic self-improvement bullshit that sounds like every other YouTuber. My advice is different, unique, and actually works. That's why you keep coming back. I'm not regurgitating the same motivational garbage that keeps people people trapped in the consumption cycle. I give you systems that actually transform your reality. Now here's where it gets interesting. Self-improvement is a massive niche, but it has countless sub-niches. Fitness, looks maxing, money-making, productivity, no-fap, addiction recovery, masculinity, red pill content. Each of these has even more specific sub-niches within them. Perfect example. I know a guy whose entire channel focuses on forearm strength development. That's it, just forearms. Sounds ridiculously narrow, right? This guy gets 5 to 10K views per video consistently. And here's the kicker. He makes $8,000 per month. How? He sells programs, does one-on-one coaching calls, and has positioned himself as the forearm strength expert. Think about that. This guy found an incredibly specific problem that people desperately want solved, became the go-to authority, and now makes serious money helping people with something as specific as forearm development. Now look at my channel. 80% of my content is productivity focused. In the minds of my audience, I'm the productivity expert who gives unconventional, results-driven advice. I'm not just another self-improvement YouTuber. I'm the guy who helps people build actual productive systems that work in the real world. Here's the beautiful part. If I decided to create digital products right now, productivity ebooks, video courses, Notion templates, audiobooks, private coaching, with the views and authority I've built, I could easily generate 6 to 10K per month minimum. The secret sauce? Low-ticket products ranging from $25 to $100. You might be thinking, why would anyone buy your stuff? Here's exactly why this works. First, you give insane value for free. Every video I release provides genuine, actionable strategies that actually improve people's lives. What I'm doing psychologically is programming my viewers to think, holy shit, this guy gives incredible value for free. I feel like I owe him something. When people consistently receive life-changing advice for free, they develop what I call value debt. They genuinely want to support you because you've already transformed their reality. They start thinking, if his free content is this powerful, imagine how incredible his paid content must be. This is why generic YouTubers fail. They give basic, recycled advice that doesn't actually help anyone. Their audience has no reason to trust them with money because their free content doesn't create real transformation. But when you consistently deliver unique, powerful strategies that actually work, your audience becomes genuinely invested in your success. They want to buy your products not just for the additional value, but because they respect and trust your expertise. The key is building this relationship over time through consistent value delivery. Every video should leave your audience thinking, this person genuinely understands my problems and has real solutions. When that trust is established, converting viewers to paying customers becomes natural, not manipulative. This is the foundation of everything we're building. You become the trusted authority in your specific area, deliver consistent value, and your audience naturally wants to invest in your premium offerings. Now I'm going to show you real fucking examples of people actually making serious money with this exact strategy. Not theoretical bullshit, but actual case studies you can verify yourself. I was doing research and found this YouTuber called DJ Band Boy. And the numbers are gonna blow your mind. This guy has posted only 9 videos, has 35K subscribers, and here's the insane part. His channel is only 3 months old and has already generated over 608K views. What's he making? Simple daily vlogs. Now most vloggers are broke idiots who rely entirely on AdSense pennies and maybe some sponsorship scraps. But this guy isn't your typical vlogger. He's strategically positioned himself as the lean physique guy who shows meal prep in his vlogs. The dude is good looking, not top tier physique by modern standards, but decent enough to be credible. When I checked his videos, he has his website linked, and guess what he's selling? Meal prep guides to stay lean and a fitness program to get a body like his, priced around $25. Now here's where it gets fucking interesting. I stalked his Instagram and found he got 4 million views on one reel, probably because of his looks. If this guy had properly executed his funneling strategy with 4.6 million total views across platforms, even if only 0.1%, not even 1%, just 0.1%, bought from his site, that's 4,600 sales. Let's be conservative and say he got half that, 20 those at $25 each. That's $57,500 or around 46 lakhs rupees in 2 to 3 months. Even if he only converted 500 people, which is incredibly realistic with 4.6 million views, that's still over $12,000 in 2 months, which is equivalent to 10 lakhs rupees. Think about that. This guy made more money in 2 months than most people make in 6 to 12 months, selling a $25 product to people who already trust him because of his free content. Here's another example that'll piss you off because of how simple it is. There's this guy making productivity content who literally just films himself working at his desk. His product is a $47 PDF guide on his exact exact daily routine and productivity system. With 200K views per month and basic conversion rates, he's pulling $8K monthly just from that one product. The pattern is obvious. Find your transformation story, document it through content, build trust through consistent value, then sell the system that got you there. These aren't marketing geniuses. They're just guys who figured out the basic formula. What makes me angry is how many of you will watch these examples and still make excuses. Oh, they got lucky with the algorithm, or they have better looks than me, or whatever cope you need to justify staying broke. The reality is simple. They took action while you consumed content and overthought everything. They weren't more qualified, more talented, or more deserving. They just fucking executed while you analyzed. These results are completely replicable if you stop being a consumer and start being a creator. The only difference between them and you is they decided to monetize their knowledge instead of giving it away for free forever. Now let me destroy this high-ticket bullshit that every other guru is feeding you, because this advice is keeping you broke and setting you up for complete failure. Every entrepreneur on the internet is telling you, don't sell anything cheap, go high-ticket, charge $1,000 to $2,000. And this advice is absolutely fucking retarded for someone in your position. These gurus are giving you advice that works for established business owners in their 30s and 40s, not young guys trying to make their first dollar online. Here's the brutal reality. They won't tell you. Most of your viewers can't afford a $1,000 course. Your audience is probably 16 to 25 years old, living with parents, working part-time jobs, or just starting their careers. You're trying to sell Ferrari prices to people with bicycle budgets. But here's the even bigger problem. High ticket comes with massive responsibility and risk. When someone pays $1,000 for your course, they expect professional-grade content, perfect results, and hand-holding throughout the entire process. If even one person complains publicly about your $1,000 product, your reputation gets destroyed forever. Think about it. If you charge $1,000 and your product doesn't deliver exactly what you promised, you'll be labeled a scammer for the rest of your online career. One bad review, one angry customer posting in forums, one refund request that goes public, game over. Your name becomes associated with fraud and you'll never recover from that reputation damage. Plus, creating high-ticket products requires professional production quality. You need professional video editing, graphic design, comprehensive support systems, customer service teams, refund policies, legal documentation. You need an entire business infrastructure that costs thousands to set up properly. Instead, create small, low-ticket products that are incredibly unique and valuable, not generic advice that people can find on YouTube for free. If you're just repackaging information that's already available everywhere, prepare to get destroyed in the reviews and labeled as a cash grab scammer. Here's the smart approach. If you want to create a looks-maxing guide, don't write some generic 150-page book filled with basic advice. Write a focused 50-page guide with your specific transformation method, your exact routine, your personal insights that can't be found anywhere else. Make it laser-focused and impossibly valuable for the price. If you're making a video course about jumping higher or doing 200 push-ups consecutively, create 10 to 12 videos that are 4 to 5 minutes each, packed with high-density information. No fluff, no filler content, just pure value that gets people results fast. Package them professionally and sell the bundle at a price that makes it a no-brainer purchase. The beauty of low ticket is the psychology. People don't overthink a $47 purchase the same way they analyze a $1,000 investment. They'll buy on impulse if the value proposition is strong enough. Higher volume, lower resistance, faster cash flow. For hosting, there are countless platforms available. Gumroad, Teachable, Thinkific, Kajabi, even simple WordPress sites with WooCommerce. Google is free. Stop making excuses about not knowing where to start. Research the options and pick one that fits your needs and budget. Now, here's your content creation strategy that actually works. YouTube content posting schedule. 2 to 3 videos per week, 10 to 20 minutes each. Keep them unedited and natural. People connect with authenticity, not overproduced content that looks like every other YouTuber. Your raw, unfiltered approach is what makes you different. Focus exclusively on educational content related to your course topic. Every video should provide genuine value while subtly demonstrating your expertise. Don't make random content that doesn't connect to your monetization strategy. That's how you stay broke forever. Mention your course link in the description and reference it midway through the video, not at the beginning where it sounds like a sales pitch, and not at the end where people have already clicked away. When you're providing value and building trust, that's when you casually mention your paid offering. The content should be so valuable that people think, if this free stuff is this good, his paid content must be incredible. Every video is a demonstration of your expertise and a preview of what they'll get when they invest in your course. This isn't about gaming the algorithm or getting millions of views. It's about building a loyal audience who trusts your advice and wants to go deeper with your paid content. Quality over quantity, value over viral moments. Let's talk about the most crucial part of scaling your business: email marketing. Listen carefully, because this is where the real money gets made. And this is where most of you will separate yourselves from the broke wannabes who think social media followers equal wealth. Here's the brutal reality. Social media platforms own your audience, not you. Instagram can ban your account tomorrow, YouTube can demonetize your channel, TikTok can shadow ban you into oblivion, and suddenly all those followers become worthless numbers that generate zero income. But email, that's your audience that nobody can take away from you. Think about it like this. Imagine you're throwing the sickest parties in town, but you're hosting them in someone else's house. The landlord can kick everyone out whenever they want, change the rules, or straight up evict you. That's exactly what you're doing when you rely solely on social media platforms for your audience. Email marketing is like owning your own mansion, where you control who gets invited, what gets served, and how the party runs. Nobody can shut down your email list, nobody can change your algorithm, and nobody can prevent your messages from reaching your people. Now here's where it gets fucking interesting, and this is data most gurus won't share because they're too busy selling you shiny object courses instead of real business fundamentals. The average conversion rate from social media to sales is around 1 to 3%. You know what email marketing converts at? 15 to 25% when done correctly. That means if you send an email to 1,000 people, 150 to 250 of them might actually buy your product. Try getting those numbers from an Instagram post. I'll wait. Let me break down exactly how this works with a real scenario. Imagine you're that productivity guy I mentioned earlier. You've got 50K YouTube subscribers, 30K Instagram followers, and you think you're killing it. You post about your $47 productivity course and maybe 500 people see it, 50 people click, and 5 people actually buy. That's $235 from 80,000 total followers across platforms. Now imagine you've been building an email list of just 5,000 people who specifically signed up to learn your productivity methods. You send one email about your course to those 5,000 people. 3,000 people open it, 1,500 people click through, and 300 people buy. That's $14,100 from a list 16 times smaller than your social media following. The psychology is simple. People who give you their email address are infinitely more invested than people who just follow you on social media. Following someone takes zero commitment. Giving someone access to your personal inbox means you actually trust them and want to hear from them regularly. Here's how you build this money printing machine, step by step. First, you need what I call a value bomb lead magnet. This isn't some basic PDF that rehashes information people can find on Google. This needs to be something so valuable that people would genuinely consider paying for it. Let's say you're in the fitness niche. Don't create another generic 10 tips for weight loss PDF. Instead, create something like the 72-hour metabolism reset protocol, my exact method for breaking weight loss plateaus, with your specific meal timing, supplement stack, and workout sequence. Make it so detailed and valuable that people feel like they're stealing from you. Or if you're in productivity, don't make another time management tips guide. Create the 4 a.m. millionaire morning routine, complete hour-by-hour breakdown of how I built multiple income streams before most people wake up. Include your exact schedule, apps you use, mindset techniques, everything. The key is specificity and personal experience. Anyone can Google how to be productive. Only you can share your exact system that transformed your life. Here's the psychological trigger that makes this work. When someone downloads your lead magnet and it genuinely helps them, they develop what I call value debt. They feel like they owe you something because you've already improved their life for free. This makes them significantly more likely to invest in your paid products. Now, here's where most people fuck up their email strategy. They collect emails and then immediately try to sell something. That's like asking someone to marry you on the first date. You need to build the relationship first. Use the Netflix strategy. You give people so much value through your emails that they look forward to hearing from you. Just like people get excited for the next episode of their favorite show, your subscribers should genuinely anticipate your emails. Here's the exact sequence that works. Email 1, immediate. Deliver the lead magnet and set expectations. Tell them what to expect from your emails and how often you'll contact them. This is your first impression. Make it count. Email 2, day 2. Share a personal story related to your niche. Maybe talk about your biggest failure and what you learned from it. People connect with vulnerability and real experiences. Email 3, day 4. Provide a mini lesson or quick tip, something they can implement immediately to see results. Every email should provide tangible value. Email 4, day 7. Address a common objection or limiting belief. If you're in fitness, maybe tackle "I don't have time to work out." Help them overcome mental barriers. Email 5, day 10. Share a case study or success story, either your own transformation or someone you've helped. Social proof is incredibly powerful for building trust. Email 6, day 14. Soft introduction of your paid product. Don't sell directly. Just mention that you have a comprehensive course for people who want to go deeper. Plant the seed without being pushy. Email 7, day 21. Address another pain point with valuable content. Continue building trust and authority. The goal is to become their go-to resource for your topic. Email 8, day 28. Launch sequence begins. This is where you make your formal offer, but you've earned the right to sell because you've provided massive value for a month. Here's the thing that separates amateurs from professionals. Your emails need to be genuinely entertaining and valuable, not just sales pitches disguised as content. Think about the emails you actually enjoy reading. They probably feel like getting advice from a knowledgeable friend who genuinely cares about your success. That's the energy you need to bring to every single email. Write like you're talking to one person, not a massive audience. Use "you" instead of "you guys." Share personal details, make jokes, be vulnerable about your struggles. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. Here's a psychological hack that works incredibly well. End your emails with questions. What's your biggest challenge with productivity right now? Or, have you ever experienced this problem? When people reply to your emails, it dramatically improves your deliverability and engagement. Platform recommendations for email marketing. Start with ConvertKit or MailChimp if you're broke. Upgrade to Klaviyo or ActiveCampaign when you're making serious money. Don't overthink the platform choice. They all send emails. The content and strategy matter infinitely more than the tool. Here's the most important part: consistency. Send emails regularly, whether it's daily, every other day, or weekly. Pick a schedule and stick to it religiously. Your subscribers need to know when to expect value from you. Most people are terrified of bothering their subscribers with too many emails. Here's the reality check you need. People who are genuinely interested in your content will appreciate frequent, valuable emails. People who aren't interested will unsubscribe, and that's actually good for your business. A smaller, engaged email list is infinitely more valuable than a large, disengaged one. I'd rather have 1,000 people who open and read every email than 10,000 people who ignore everything I send. Email marketing isn't just about selling your course once. It's about building a relationship that generates revenue for years. Your email list becomes your most valuable business asset, more important than your social media following, your website, or any other part of your business. The people making serious money online treat their email list like their most prized possession. They nurture it, provide incredible value, and protect it at all costs. Your email list is literally your financial future. Treat it accordingly. Stop making excuses about not knowing how to start. Pick a platform, create a lead magnet, set up a simple opt-in form, and begin building the most important asset your business will ever have. Every day you delay is another day of lost potential revenue. Your email list doesn't care about your follower count, your video editing skills, or how photogenic you are. It only cares about the value you provide and the problems you solve. Now let's talk about your social media strategy, because YouTube alone isn't enough if you want to hit $10 consistently. You need to be everywhere your audience consumes content. I am not going to tell you how to grow your social media accounts or anything like that, but this part will give you a brief idea about social media marketing. Let's talk about Instagram strategy. This is where you're going to build your authority and drive massive traffic. Post 2 educational reels per day, minimum. Not motivational bullshit, not entertainment content, but pure educational value that positions you as the expert in your niche. Every single reel should teach something specific that improves people's lives. Use text-based reels, pictures with educational text overlays that look like valuable tweets or insights. This format converts incredibly well because people can quickly consume and save the information. Think of each reel as a micro lesson that demonstrates your expertise. Use tools like CapCut to create these quickly. Don't overthink the production. Simple, clean, valuable content beats overproduced garbage every time. Your audience wants knowledge, not Hollywood-level editing. Course link goes directly in your bio. Make it impossible to miss. This is your primary conversion mechanism, so optimize that bio like your financial future depends on it, because it fucking does. Optional but powerful. Comment about your course in the comments section when people ask questions. Don't be spammy, but when someone asks for more detailed help, naturally mention your comprehensive course. This feels organic and converts better than aggressive sales tactics. Now, TikTok strategy. Maximum reach with minimal additional effort. Repost the exact same Instagram Reels on TikTok. Work smarter, not harder. The platforms have similar audiences, and cross-posting multiplies your reach without doubling your workload. Efficiency is key when you're building multiple revenue streams. Post twice daily consistently. The algorithm rewards consistency over perfection. Better to post decent content regularly than amazing content sporadically. Momentum builds wealth, not perfectionism. Keep everything educational. Avoid entertainment content completely. TikTok will try to push you toward viral dance bullshit. Resist that temptation. Your goal is building a business, not becoming a content clown for views that don't convert. Course link in bio. Same strategy as Instagram. Make it easy for people to find your paid content when your free content hooks them. Remove every possible barrier between interest and purchase. Optional. Strategic commenting about your course when relevant. Same principle as Instagram. Be helpful first, sell second. Build trust, then monetize that trust. Additional platform domination. Let's talk about Twitter X. Post 5 educational tweets daily on your specific topic. This platform is perfect for sharing insights, engaging in conversations, and building thought leadership. Each tweet should be valuable enough to save or share. Consider Snapchat for additional content distribution, especially if your audience skews younger. The platform has different demographics and content consumption patterns. More touch points equal more opportunities to convert. The golden rule across all platforms. Keep content educational and niche specific. Don't dilute your message with random content that doesn't serve your business goals. Every post should either demonstrate your expertise or directly relate to your paid offering. Here's what most people fuck up. They treat social media like entertainment instead of business infrastructure. Your content strategy should funnel people from free value to paid transformation. Every piece of content is either building authority or driving sales. There's no in between. This multi-platform approach creates multiple touchpoints with your audience. Someone might discover you on TikTok, follow you on Instagram, engage with your tweets, and finally purchase your course after seeing your content across multiple channels. Omnipresence builds trust, and trust converts to sales. Stop making excuses about not having time for all these platforms. You're repurposing the same educational content across multiple channels. This is about strategic distribution, not creating unique content for each platform. The people making serious money online understand that social media is their sales force working 24/7. While you sleep, your content is building authority and driving traffic to your offers. That's how you scale beyond trading time for money. Listen, this framework I've just laid out could easily be a 3-hour masterclass, but this video is already getting ridiculously long, and I know most of you have the attention span of a goldfish. What I've given you here is more than enough to start generating your first 5K to 10K monthly if you actually execute instead of consuming more content like the intellectual masturbator you probably are. Knowing this information means absolutely nothing if you don't take massive, immediate action. I've handed you a complete blueprint that's already generating serious money for people who are no smarter, more talented, or more deserving than you. The difference between you and them isn't knowledge, it's execution speed and consistency. While you're still researching and planning, they're already building their audience, creating their products, and collecting payments. Your first product might not be amazing, your first videos might not be viral, but your commitment to daily action will separate you from the 99% who never start. Every day you delay is another day someone else captures the audience you could have built. The market doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It rewards those who show up consistently and provide genuine value. Your transformation journey has prepared you for this moment. Now it's time to transform that personal growth into financial freedom. Stop consuming, start creating. Your future self is counting on the decision you made today. Now get off YouTube and go build something.